so far to eulogize him. He wasn't. Tom was amazing. He was a better person than all of us than we were to him, and whatever he said, I just think back to the 2 nights at UW, and like I remember like 2 of them, Sarah came to visit me, and he moved all his stuff in the suite there. No, he didn't. He was like, no, I'm gonna do it. And I was like, we're not having sex. And he was like, I'm optimistic, you know, and he was just so generous, you know, he was the best, and I was just thinking today, I saw Hotel Rwanda came on TV, and he and I saw it together in the theater, and he started donating to downtown Seattle. He was like, you'd sit there thinking about it, he was just cheer, you know, I just want to say cheers. Cheers.
Tom and I were big into movies when we growing up. Had a similar movie experience together. Not dissimilar with Laura Wanda, except it was with Revenge of the Sort of, it changed him. Because Tom was not like you knew him when he was younger. Tom was he was the bully. I found out like when I was like going through school, and he was quite emotionally and physically mentally. And when I watched Revenge of the Nerds, this something clicked in him. Learning that like the bullies, the assholes, the laughs, and the nerds, and the nice guys win. And his little brains moved I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna watch the purest version. Hey, I know you spent some time with him the last couple of years. Yeah, he's my brother.
I just think you gotta hold someone to something that happened when they were fucking 14 years old.
We're gonna toast the man. Let's toast the man.
No, I know, just the way you're saying it, it's just like, he's a dick, and it's like, he's not, he wasn't a dick, he was amazing.
You're calling my brother a dick? I'm not calling my brother a dick.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, let's not do what everybody does at a funeral or a commemorative ceremony where we just say, oh, they were amazing and they were generous. Because that's fucking bullshit and it's a dishonor to the man.
So cheers.
No, I think I'm going to finish, Al. Because I'm your brother. If we're going to raise our glass, I want to raise our glass to the man. You know half of the man. And I know the whole man, okay? Who's fucking beautiful. He knew how to make himself work and weave in the world. And I think that's fucking great. I would never want to for that. So fuck you for saying that. But let's raise a glass to the whole man. Cheers. Thank you. right, and you were so brave, and you were so right.
It wasn't right with us.
No, it wasn't right with you guys. But that's okay. Can I tell you something? I turned down the Trinity job.
Why?
I don't want to go to Trinity and show them who I am right now, because they'll never hire me again. And that almost means, like, I don't want to go to another party and show them who I am right now. And I don't want to go to a girl and show her who I am right now.
You're a mess.
Well,
I've been watching you for a year now. And whatever you're doing, whatever you think is helping you, I have a responsibility as your friend to tell you that it's not.
I knew this was coming.
Okay.
Just tell me what to do. That's basically where I'm at. Just tell me what to do. You know better than I do. You know
I have a plan.
you have a
I
plan.
don't want to hear me out. It's just a plan. You might not have this one, but listen to me out.
I don't have any plans.
That's good news. You know that hairspray bicycle we have?
Yes.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna dust off old red. You're gonna wheel him out the shed, and you're gonna get on a ferry. I'm sending him to my dad's house. You know, my dad's place on the island is beautiful in the winter. It's idyllic and crisp and peaceful. And
Like beautiful green.
I'm sorry, I got so stressed. That's all I heard was pissing and moaning.
Right. Sorry, I started pissing. I'm not pissing. I'm not pissing money. I'm done. I'm done.
You just need some headspace, okay? So then you're going to take a right on a road called Stamford Road, and the house is right at the end of the street, and it's the only house in sight.
Okay. Seriously, I'm just going, like, what am I doing out here?
You just sit there and you look out at the water and you think about where you're just going to sit there and TV. There's no it's just you.
Do they have
It's
forms?
just you. Clean up the rest of the day and the
I might need to set myself in space. Will you please come visit me, please?
No, Jack. I can't. I can't anyway. Because I'm sad, but I can't because this is for you, you know. Don't make me feel bad about sending you off.
I guess I have the greatest time ever doing nothing. And if I don't come back within a week, bring a razor and deodorant.
That's